Hi everyone, it's Amanda for Amanda Meets, and I am so excited to be here with darling Savannah. Hi, my beautiful bridal, incredible, talented friend. Um, Thank you for joining us, and I just wanted to talk to you about bridal beauty and also effortless brides and what it represents now in 2021. What are we looking at? What are we can I start again? Sorry.
There's a massive helicopter going over my office, and I was like, shit, can you hear the helicopter?
Sorry, darling.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, it's Amanda here for Amanda Meets, and I am here with my darling Savannah. We are going to talk about bridal beauty and just how effortless. Oh no, sorry. Hi everyone, it's Amanda here for Amanda Meets, and I am with my darling friend Savannah, who has a stunning collection of bridal wear that you probably already know about, and she launched in 2016. So we're going to hear about her backstory, how incredible she is, and then we're going to touch on some bridal beauty, what to do, what not to do, and go from there. Savannah, welcome. Thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me. Such an honor.
Please, can you share your story? Because I've just heard about your wedding day. So I just love everyone to hear what happened.
So I've always been a fashion designer, and I was working for Alexander McQueen. In fact, at this time, I think I had my own label with my sister Sienna when I got married. And unbeknownst to us, we had a very bohemian wedding just because we were 25 and hippies, and that's just what we were doing. So we were outdoors, we had flower crowns on, my husband included. And there were horses everywhere, and it was really beautiful, but very naturally so. It wasn't like planned to be that way.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to us, there was a paparazzo up a tree, literally up a tree, trying to get pictures of my poor little sister because she was dating Jude Law at the time, and they were there, in a druid circle, blessing our wedding. And subsequently, I was contacted by a woman in New York called Molly Guy, who's a very cool kind of one of the original bohemian bridal store owners of New York City. Said, this is what I've been looking for. People don't do weddings like this, and this is how I feel weddings should be. So please, will you collaborate with me? And I hadn't even thought about doing bridal up until then. And it took me a while to come round to the notion, to be honest, because I had 3 babies and I was running another business. But then I did collaborate with her, and the rest is history. It was so well received, thankfully, that I then designed another collection at my kitchen table, which is now stocked globally. I think we're on our 15th season now.
Oh my gosh.
I know, quite amazing. And I think we've got 52 stockists globally. So it's been a hell of a journey and very, very exciting, obviously.
So how's the pandemic? So what's happened in the pandemic then? So are you in stores, but have people still been contacting you online? Because I know that that's a big platform for you.
Yeah, so we communicate directly with our brides via Instagram, and we also have a info at email address, so they can email us, and we were communicating constantly with them.
Yes.
Throughout the pandemic. And in fact, I actually did some Zoom bridal appointments, which was amazing, where I would have somebody in a store, the bride on one screen, and me at the bottom telling the girl, go and get the Camille dress.
Oh my gosh.
And then the store were doing drive-bys and like pick up, road curbside pickup, so the girl could try the dress on at home.
This is so cool.
Through lockdown, which was mad. But I mean, I guess we all had to be really creative, didn't we?
You had to pivot. I mean, there's no way around it. But were people changing their mind because of the delays? Were they changing their mind on the dress, or did they stick with the dress and hold out?
It made people want to do it more. Go big or go home. I mean, there was a lot of people, even if people were getting married in their front room, which some of our brides were via Zoom, awful. They were, it's that moment when you stand in front of your beloved and promise to love them forever. You want to look your best. It doesn't matter if you're in your front room or, the Ritz, because it's still that most special moment, isn't it? So I mean, thankfully, all of our stores have survived it. It has not been easy, obviously.
No.
Nobody can get married for a year. So,
but now you're booming. Now everything's open, and
I mean, it's
mad.
crazy because suddenly everybody who's been sat at home has clearly been sat at home planning their wedding, and it's frenzied. But
the books have been created over lockdown.
I mean, seriously,
the ones under the bed have come out, and they are fully open.
I've got friends who have Pinterest boards on their wedding day before they've even got a boyfriend. So I mean, you know, we're all at it. Okay. People get a little bit crazed around weddings, I think, but understandably so. It's the most important day of your life, and it's such a magical and beautiful day.
Can I just ask you a question? Because I've always wanted to ask you, how, when you first sit down and think about a collection, where do you even go? Where do you even start?
So I'm obsessed
as a designer, because I've never asked a designer that question, and I've always wanted to, especially in bridal.
Obsessed with vintage, always have been.
Obs.
And yeah, and when I worked at McQueen, actually, he was very interesting because he would pull inspiration from everywhere. So he'd have the punks on the board with the Peruvian tribes people, and it was the amalgamation of all of the information that made him come up with something really new and fresh. I love the 1930s because it was the original bohemians in Hollywood lounging about in silk dresses.
Yeah, smoking
and just being so damn cool.
Yeah.
And I guess
they barely moved, actually.
Yeah, just very kind of inspiring and effortless, isn't it?
Yes, effortless.
Understated, effortless, easy. And I think that this has been my kind of real key brand tone of voice, because
at the core,
I feel comfortable and understated. And I don't want them to look back on their pictures in 20 years' time and go, oh, I definitely got married in the 80s. You know, it can't be so era specific that you kind of date really fast.
Yes, that's the clever bit. That's the clever bit. So please, can we touch on a bridal trial? Because I've had a lot of questions in, because everyone was very excited by you, obviously, and they want to know, Savannah, what do I need to prepare? How do I prepare for a bridal trial and choosing the dress? What would you say is super important? Are we looking at, so if I was a bride, what am I firstly looking at when choosing a dress? Am I looking at my shape, or, you know, what do you do? Talk me through it.
A lot of women have a very clear idea of what they think they want.
Right, what they think they want.
Yeah. So you can go into a store and pull out those things you think you want that are your style. But what I would say, my first very strong piece of advice is, do not take your whole bridal party. I mean, you can't know anyway because we're in a pandemic. Take one person, like your mum or your best friend, or nobody, for that first appointment. Just go and mooch about and feel how it makes you feel when you try those dresses on. Because if you've got somebody there going, oh no, you don't want that one, no, they've got their own opinion of what they think you should have. It starts to muddy the water, and it's very overwhelming trying on bridal for the first time. So I'd say either take your best friend who you can trust, who's not going to stress you out, or don't take anybody. And my second big piece of advice is trust the stylist. If you found a store that you love their vibe, they have a kind of, they're really easygoing and they're nice to talk to, and you kind of trust what their brand is, because all of these stores have their own identity. Trust the stylist, because they see hundreds of women every day of all different shapes and sizes, and they know.
So they know you. That's good. That's clever.
All stuff that you would never think to try on, be like, oh no, but then you put it on and like, oh, okay, I get it. They're looking at you, and they can be objective because they're not emotionally invested in whatever you choose. It doesn't make any difference to their lives. So those would be my two big pieces of advice. And then once you've narrowed down your selection, then you bring in your mum and your bridal party, and then you have the champagne, and you all get excited about the dress, and you put on the veil and you cry. By all means, but it can be really, really stressful for a lot of women. And
so then you can do the say yes to the dress, you know?
Yeah. When you have made your own mind up about what you like and what's working, you've narrowed it down to 2 or 3, let's say.
And then, so in terms of shoes, where, and all of the adornments around it, what do you do? Do you do that last? Because a lot of people sort of do the dress and then way down the track they start thinking about shoes and things.
Yeah, I would say to do it not too far down the track, because inevitably your heel height is going to affect your hem length. And you need to have, often the dress will be, you've bought your dress, it's been ordered. Some of them are made to order, but a lot of the time you're buying off the rack and it's being made to order, but it's coming in a standard length and it will need to be altered. The hem will need to be lifted for alterations purposes. So I would say don't leave that too late, but you check with your store about what their alterations process is. And I would say on the shoe front, just be comfortable.
Yes.
Because you're up in them all day.
Yes.
And also, if your husband isn't that tall or wife, make sure you're not like out doing them, because you don't want to be there in a stiletto and be like, hi down there. Because I don't know, maybe not so great in the photos.
Then the husband has to have a Cuban heel on.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
To match you up.
With it. What I would say is on accessories, do not look for bridal accessories. Do not, anytime anybody puts the word bridal or wedding in front of anything, inevitably it gets a bit kind of and not cool. And it doesn't need to be white. It doesn't need to be, you know, per se. It can be bridal. It can be a cool metallic. I love metallics for shoes, like rose gold or, you know, something, you know, pearled or something fun. I also absolutely adore a black suede court shoe with a white
leather. Very nice.
Calvin Klein, New York, effortless, easy. But you've got to be a certain girl to get away with that, or want to. But I think you can be playful. It doesn't need to be strict.
Such a cool idea. And then so someone like me would come in, because once you've chosen your dress, you then look at you look at your skin, you look at the hair, you look at the makeup, etc. So what I would say is my 2 pence, just popping it in, probably done about 600 brides.
Wow.
Of makeup. I'm doing one this weekend, actually. It's my favorite thing to do. And again, very much like when they're choosing the dress, they come in with an idea of what they want the hair and makeup to be, but they haven't thought about the dress factoring into that. I think the problem with bridal is that you do one thing and then you do, you know, there's a timeline, and so you choose your dress, then you choose your hair and makeup, then you go on to shoot. You know, someone's created some weird timeline that they're sticking to, and that's where things go slightly wrong. So what I would say to everyone is just keep it quite simple, because as you said, you don't want the dress to date, but you don't want the look to date.
No.
And the side bun thing from 2012 still creeps into the mood boards that I get sent. I'm like, guys, where are we?
Like you've got a croissant stuck to the side of your head.
You have.
You
and then Princess Leia comes in on the other side, and we're in a...
Maybe for some people it works, but I agree with you. I think understated, you basically want to look like the best version of yourself, don't you? Exactly. The healthiest, prettiest, most comfortable, happiest version. What you do not want to do is pitch up on that aisle and your husband be like, what? Who is that?
Well, quite. So the wedding party, you're like, Lucy? And the groom's like, so the shock factor has to be taken out of the hair and makeup.
Yeah.
The other thing, what you're looking for is when you're choosing your hair and makeup artist, this is also quite important, is just remember there's something called an ego, and it does come, I hate to say it, it does come with a hairdresser or a makeup artist sometimes. So just always go for the really chilled out ones, pretty much like
gender. Yeah, exactly.
Because one of them will want to scream you know, they want their look to scream. So whether it's your makeup artist or your hairdresser, they want to outshine. It's so weird. It's a very weird creative world, but that's normally what happens. So again, very much like when you're looking for accessories, don't Google bridal accessories. Bridal hair and makeup artistry is slightly different. So just really shop around and always ask a friend and get recommendations, because it's tiny. For me, bridal beauty is tiny, 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 weeny, fine layers of little things. That's it. So you have beautiful glass skin. Definitely put those hydrofacials in 6 months before.
I would say exactly like prepping skin and hair by having facials and eating really well and taking some lovely oil supplement that's, you know,
Fish oils,
it's
definitely.
incredible.
Antioxidants, all of it. Just
not
cram
eating
it in.
food or drinking too much or partying too hard, because it will show on your face.
Of course. And it looks dehydrated, and then the whole thing's ruined.
Yeah.
It's just plump the skin. Hydrofacials are incredible for bridal and for glow. And hair supplements, get the right colorist who gives you a beautiful, what I'm trying to say is don't over bleach the hair, don't over treat the hair, don't go for so many blow dries, just keep the moisture, keep that packing in. And also let's look at the color of you. So talk to me, Savannah, about white and what that does for skin. And
really washing, it can really wash you out. And that's the thing, is what you also have to factor in, if you're not being photographed regularly, you won't know this, but when they photograph you with hot flashing lights, you're washed right out, and the makeup's knocked back, your skin's knocked right back. And because the white of the dress, you know, it can be, so I think warming up the skin is imperative. Just so, not so much warming up that you end up, you know, the tango man has had you.
There you go.
But that's why we have you, Amanda, because it's never going to be that way.
Well, this is where I'm going to get bossy with you all, because, well, I can't get that bossy because I'm in a yellow t-shirt, but I was trying to find a white t-shirt like Savannah. But as you can see, I'm pretty pale as a fitted sheet right here. And what I'm trying to show you is, when you go to a bridal trial, the best thing you can do is, if you are having a tan, have a tan applied or apply yourself with my products, if you know about them, 2 days before the trial. Skin always looks better 2 days after you've done anything to it, especially color, because it needs a bit of time to work in. So go in a white t-shirt, then you can get the effect of the skin on the dress. Make sure that you've tonally balanced it right. Then have a hair and makeup trial, ideally straight afterwards, if possible, because then the makeup artist doesn't come in on the day and have a shock that you are a completely different color, and then tonally everything else is off course. So
I actually did my skin yesterday with your natural honey, so hence me not looking,
which is lovely,
only to here. I haven't done my face yet,
which is lovely. So then you can see, for me, that level that you put on is perfect.
Okay, good.
You are a model client.
I love your product and I love the buffing, because otherwise I'm a clumsy person, so I need to be able to be like, quick, don't make a line, you know.
And you kind of need, I mean, I do it in the car, but you kind of need to do it with your eyes closed, or sort of, you know, you're really, and with the brush, it means that you don't even need to look. It's like, oh
yeah, because you're feeling, aren't you?
You're feeling more than looking. I can just sort of do it with my eyes closed.
How long are you meant to leave it on, incidentally?
I do it in the morning and I leave it on all day, and then I just wash it off.
Oh, that's really lovely. You've gone really lovely and warm.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is rose, which is what I want you to get onto, actually, over honey.
I'm quite
I know you love honey. Honey's beautiful for the summer, but for me, you're going to be a rose in the winter when you are blue.
Am
And
I supposed to be circling, right? I've
you're
watched.
doing honey.
No,
But
this
you've
is.
got a dinky little brush. Have you got the little vegan brush?
I've got the tiny travel brush.
Oh,
which
you're
is
so sweet.
great. I've got the massive one for body, which I
You've
love.
not got it. We need to get you a little. We need to get you a facelifter. So,
I need
guys,
to go.
we'll just buff away. But all I'm saying is, don't go cray cray on the colours. You're just turning and flipping the skin, and as Savannah said quite rightly, white can wash you out. So you've got to just pull back.
Warm it up a level.
Yeah.
Look, I'm already looking more warm.
Don't
Do I
forget.
need to do, I've sometimes noticed that you do more on the cheeks because you wanted to. What would you suggest for
Yeah,
people?
sorry, I'm too fixated of going down and doing my chest at the moment.
Mhm.
But let's just do, so this is 2 layers of rose. And then
Oh, right. I didn't realize you could do 2 layers. Okay, obviously that's a bit common sense, isn't
you
it?
just keep building it up. So the color will stay true. That is the genius of this mist. You will not go any darker than that. It will just stay like that. So it's such a nice gauger.
Hmm.
And then I must get you one of these brushes. I love just putting a top there and then building like a little cheekbone, a little blush, and then on the temple. And then it gives you a really nice shape. Because especially if you've got bridal hair going up, what you're trying to do is lift the whole face.
And also into their hairline, right? Because I've got this piece that comes down, then
go.
I'm just going to avoid that bit and I'm going to have half a white face. That's not a good idea.
Exactly. You've got to get in the hairline because there's nothing worse than seeing a bride who has had a sort of awful spray tan and they've got lines down their neck.
I know, I can't stand it. Or it kind of collects.
It can.
Well, I just say, I'm really not somebody who thought they could do this at home. I really shy away from home tan, and I found it so easy, and it's really empowering when you're like, yeah, I can do it at home, and it's better than if I was going for some random spray in a tent where they're just like, put your arms up. Horrifying. I mean, those tents. Also, it's really cold. It doesn't need to be cold.
No, but that's
And
it's full of alcohol. The spray tans are full of alcohol.
Okay.
So you are literally just getting sprayed like that with loads of alcohol that just dries on your skin and then you come out like a snake.
It's so sticky and it stinks. And I love your stuff because it doesn't smell. It smells delicious.
Oh, thanks. That's so
I'm
nice.
so excited. And I feel like, you know, for our brides, they want to be able to do this.
Just do it at home on my own, as you say.
Yeah.
If you can do it, anyone can.
I mean, basically, that's true.
Yeah, I know. I fully get that.
But it's all the brushes are such good quality and the product's such good quality that it makes.
Darling. Well, listen, it would be the perfect match to one of your beautiful dresses. That's all I can say.
Thanks, my love.
And thank you so much for having. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
let me record that bit again.
I should be saying. Thank you so much for having me. It's been so fun.
I could talk to you all day. I think we need to do a pop-up. I think it'd be quite fun.
Yes.
We'll do something. I'll sort something out.
Definitely.
Thank you, Savannah.
So lovely to see you, my darling.
You have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Love.
Lots of love. Bye.